Welcome. So after the BLDC motor and ESC, now we can see the flight controllers. What is flight controller and what are the available flight controller are existing in the market in case of drone. So basically flight controller is the term which help us to control the flight. Basically here the flight is a UAV, or you can say it's a drone, or it's a quadcopter. So we want to control a flight. That's why we need a controller. The simple term or layman language, we are calling it as a brain of a drone. Okay. So you can say heart or brain of a quadcopter and control most on-board electrical component with the assistance of Arduino-like microprocessor and array of sensors. So basically it's the heart and brain of quadcopter that control most onboard electrical components. This control on electrical component like motors, ESC, all these things with the assistance of there is one microprocessor, Arduino kind of microprocessor. I hope you have heard about that. Like Atmel Mega is there, for Arduino Mega there is the one processor is there. This kind of processor is there with multiple kind of sensors inbuilt in this flight controller. So according to the capability, different flight controller have different sensors. So you can see STM Electronics like proposed 32-bit microprocessor, that basically MCU. General language they are saying MCU. So multiple chips they are proposed, F1, F3, F4, F7 chip. So you can say these are the old, which one are like proposed by the different time. So one is starting with F1, then F3, then F4, then F7, different coding, STM32, 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 STM32 with different numbers. So everyone have different configuration. So this have processor speed of 72 megahertz. This is again 72 megahertz. This is having 168 megahertz, and this is having 216 megahertz. And again different have different UART port. So what is UART port? It's simply universal asynchronous receiver and transmitter. So basically for connecting different device, how many options you have? The old one have 2 or 3, but now new one have 3 and 8. And it's also by time the flash memory is increasing, and starting 128 KB, 256 KB, 1 MB, 1 MB. This way it is increasing continuously. I'm also putting some website links in my slides, so you can just have a look if you want to get more detail. This is basically UART. You can see that there's one device which is having UART and second device also have UART. So we can transmit data from one device to other device with the help of UART communication. So basically this transmission will connect to receiver, and this receiver will connect to transmitter. So universal asynchronous receiver and transmitter, UART is the hardware serial interface that allow you to connect external devices to the flight controller. Suppose you want to connect OSD, maybe suppose you want to connect telemetry, suppose you want to connect Bluetooth, suppose you want to connect Wi-Fi, anything you want to connect, then you can use UART port. For example, serial radio receiver, telemetry, race transponder, VTX control, anything you can connect with transmitter with the help of UART. So each UART has two pin, one TX and one RX that I've shown you here, one TX and one RX. More UART, more flexible and more future proof, because now the technology is increasing. Now the component are increasing day by day with that can be used with UAV. That's why more UART will be more helpful. There is also soft serial is there. These are hard serial. There are some soft serials there. Is way to emulate UART. Like generally, what we are doing, if you don't have real hardware, then you can do it simulate or emulate. So that similar way we can do soft serial to emulate UART port using software. But emulated UART has lower baud rate. that is not suitable for timing critical tasks such as radio receiver, and it can be also increase the load on your CPU, because we have already less CPU. If we are making a virtual UART, then again the load will increase to the CPU. So it's basically a circuit board with sensors that detect orientation, or you can say change of your drone, orientation change of your drone. So basically detect all the changes, you can say in orientation, accelerometer, in air, in pressure, something is there, some input from the transmitter. All these things it can be captured in the flight controller. So you can see it also receive the user command from transmitter. Okay, and control the motor in order to keep the quadcopter in the air. So whatever signal is transmitter sending to flight controller, the flight controller will forward to the motors to make it movable. So nearly all flight controller have basic sensors such as gyro, accelerometer, and barometer and magnetometer. These are the basic one. I told you one example of KK board. Those KK board also having maximum sensor, basic one. So racing drone flight are rapidly evolving, smaller, basically they are smaller, using better processor, hardware, and getting more and more feature integrated. So basically they want to build it smaller one with all the capabilities. With, like, you can say lightweight also, processor is fast, response is fast, motor is moving with high speed, propeller is of good quality. So all these things should be good because we need maximum speed. So you can say evolution of flight controller. So you can just see the size is decreasing. The size is decreasing. Clear? CPU functionality is increasing. So before that F1, F3, F4, F7, now we have increased uh, clock speed, okay, and memory, processor speed. So day by day, all these things are increasing, and you can say feature are also increasing. So before that, only flight controller are there on the board. Now you can say flight controller with PDB with ESCs on the board. Then flight controller PDB with OSD also. On-screen display is also enabled with the device. And now you can say there are so many things are there. They are saying all components should be directly connected with the main board. So there's no requirement of different chips. You can use single chip to make it all the components. You can say size is also increasing. So from 45 by 45 mm to 16 by 16 mm. This much reduction is possible for now time. So what is AIO? AIO basically all-in-one flight controller. So we want to put all the component on single chip. So we don't want to buy all the different chip and we have to connect all the wires. So basically we want to make it clean and reduce the number of connections. So all-in-one is the basically meaning of AIO. It means power distribution is built into the FC. So you can connect LiPo and ESC power directly to simplify the wiring. So you can say one component is OSD, second component is ESC, third component is video transmission integration, fourth is battery eliminator circuit, it's called BEC, VTX, and it is also for logging the data for SD card. So you can say all these components we can install it on flight controller. For this example, you can just check Pixoc. Pixoc having one SD card slot to store the all logs. So basically BEC all flight controller have because they want to connect directly the power circuit with the board. Okay. ESC, now you can see some flight controller are coming with 4 ESC connection. With 4 ESC connections. And OSD basically you can directly connect our gearbox Okay, virtual gearbox to flight controller. So we want to connect all the component on a single uh, single chip. So next component is firmware. So basically, suppose this is a flight controller. This is basically PICSOC PX4. What we are saying by PX4 or PICSOC. Okay, this is the basically connector. We can connect the wire with this port. So basically, generally it is coming micro USB. Okay, so that could be help to install the firmware in this PICSOC. Okay, so basically PICSOC is so firmware is to program a drone flight controller. It is connected to connect via micro USB and flash the firmware specific to the chosen flight controller configurator software. There are multiple software available. With the help of configurator, we can upload the firmware in the flight controller, or we can flash the firmware in the flight controller. The firmware configures the board with the program and setting required to manage and control the quadcopter. So basically with this firmware we can see what are the input are coming on this board, and with this input what task we have to perform, how to manage and control the quadcopter. The USB interface allow connection between flight controller and its configurator. So an example of configurator, maybe you can say mission planner. Mission planner is the best example that can be used to uh, flash the firmware in the flight controller. So enable the user to modify and change the board setting, including the rates, PID, receiver configuration, failsafe setup, and flight mode. You can put all these configuration with the help of configurator. For all FC, it is recommended to flash the latest firmware. Yeah, it's very obvious. Like you want to put always latest version because it will give you enhanced capability with this flight controller and reduce the quantity of software issues. So basically, error will remove. So you can say these are the very option of like configurator. The famous one is Audio Pilot, Race Flight, LibriPoint, Beta Flight, Clean Flight, KISS, what I told you in the ESC lecture, Paparazzi, MultiV, INV, and Dpol. So multiple are configurator are there for different flights. So some are only restricted for some flight controller, some are open source. So you can say a type of configurator. Basically, you can say some are autopilot drones, some are for racing and mini drones, and some are older ones. So basically, multi-V, base flight, tow labs, open pilot are older one. And for autopilot, we are using basically audio pilot, Libri pilot, and iNav. And for racing and mini, we are using for small one like we are using clean flight, beta flight, butterflight, race flight, KWS, and droning. These are the different categories there with autopilot, racing, and older one. Just their name is there. If you want to go more detail, you can just have a look, or you can, if you want to get more information about drone configurator, you can click on this link. So type of flight controller. So the basic one what we are teaching in generally in our university. So basically it's KK 2.1 KK board we are telling you. It's basic one for learning purpose. It is having a on screen display with buttons. So you can control it from here only. There is no requirement to set up anything extra. Then you can say audio pilot APM. So this is a, you can say previous version of PICSOC. So it is very like level, but the main capability is it is GPS attach it with that. There is no option of connecting GPS. Here you can attach GPS. Next is PICSOC. So you can say advanced one is PICSOC is there. And now you can say the DJI has also launched. So basically they have also launched previously, but now it is a closed source. You cannot do any change, and it is a open source. Now multiple version of DJI also came. So A1, A2 is I think something is there. So multiple are there. So you can according to a requirement you can use. You can select. In Pixar also there are multiple versions are there. So like CC3D, NAS 32, KISS, and Eagle Tree Vector plus OSD. So multiple versions are there. We can see, but generally we have what we have listened like very common. So one is Pixoc, one is NESA. This is older one, and this is KK board for like just playing purpose. So I'm just putting you one table like the comparison of different boards. NAS 32, okay, OpenPilot CC3D, Pixoc, Pixoc Cube. It is a basically advanced version of Pixoc, then Navino, then NASA, and then BeagleBone Blue. So you can see we are putting multiple parameter: affordability, weight, open source, FPV racing, autonomous, Linux, typical sizes, popularity, and processor. So there are multiple options are there. So you can see like major parameter are if it is open source or not. If you want to do for research purpose, what is the weight? It should be lightweight. What is the affordability? With all the options, if it is affordable, then great. FPV racing is allowed or not? First person view is allowed or not? Is it autonomous or not? So autonomous should be required always. Is it Linux supported or not? What is the typical frame size it's accepting? How much popularity is there? And what is the processor speed or processor configuration? So according to that, we can select which one is good. Like in my case, I'm just generally using Pixoc. So affordable like 120 USD dollar is there. 60 gram is there. AudioPilot PX4 open source tool are there for the configurator. FPV racing not allowed. FPV racing I think maybe allowed with the CC3D. Yes, and maybe NAS 32. Okay. So autonomous is there. I know perfectly autonomous is there. This one I think, and NAS is also with autonomous. And Linux support is not there. So you can say typical frame size 350 plus, you can easily carry it. Like generally you can say the frame is coming in, I have 450, so that is suitable. Popularity is very high for these both one, and the processor is mostly at 32-bit. The advanced one is coming with 64-bit. So like sometime people are asking for, can you build their own flight controller? Can we write a program for that? Yeah, multiple links are there online also. Multiple people have tried to write their own flight controller. So like somebody has tried to deploy a flight controller on Arduino. Arduino is basically Arduino Mega. You can use Arduino Mega for as a flight controller drone. You can use this link. And if you want to deploy a flight controller code in Pi, then you can use this link. So both the links are there for uh, making your own flight controller, and if you want to change some functionality, then you can also do it very easily. So if you need any help, then please ping me. I will try to help you at my best. So next, like very fun, good question: how to choose a flight controller? So there are multiple parameters are there. So basically, what do you want to accomplish? What is your application? What is your requirement? What is your target? What is your budget? You want to make it low cost, you want to, there's no issue of constraint, there's no constraint of budget, you want to basically make a superior drone. So all these parameters you can first of all you can define. Then you want easy to set up firmware, because you don't want to take too much headache for while flashing the firmware. And it could be also option of flyability, and also it could be supporting sensors, like multiple sensors are supporting or not. Maybe like microcontroller 32-bit, gyroscope and accelerometer, barometer for holding altitude, magnetometer for basically getting magnetic pressure, and you can say detecting directions, GPS for locations, like you want to deploy a drone from home location to some particular location. And you can say that there are other parameter also there, whether or not to flight controller support this kind of craft you want to build. So basically it support quadcopter, hexacopter, tricopter, all kind of platform. It's also feasible. So if it is all our feature is there, then we can select this one very easily. So category according to the purpose. So you can say like I've just made it for four category: beginner flight controller, racing, flight drone for autonomous flight controller, and flight controller for topic. So basically, just as per my understanding and my study, KK1 is basic one, and these all are for basically racing, and Audio Pilot, APM, Pixar, Pixar 4D, and Pixar Cube all are for autonomous flight controller. And if you want to go for topic, then you can go for Eagle Tree Vector. As one flight controller also exists. I hope you understand the basics of flight controller, what flight controller are used in UAVs and quadcopter. Thank you. Thank you for listening.